Welcome everybody. Hi, it's Jarf here from Medieval Mirage. It's great to have your company. Thank you so much for joining me today on the 1st of March 2026. So what are we doing today? We are making our own ribbons. That's right, we're making our own ribbons from upcycled clothes or scarves. A lot of scarves that I have had gifted to me over the years have actually started to fall apart, and they're made from viscose and chiffon and so forth, or rayon. And so I thought, why don't I turn them into ribbons? And that means you can have closures for your journals. There's another one that's simple. You can use it to wrap up your gift boxes. You can use them for your tags. I mean, what else can we use them for? There's so many things that you can use them for. So what I wanted to tell you was, go into your wardrobe, have a look at some of your clothes. If you're feeling like you want to get rid of some of them, why not address them and see whether you can use them as ribbons. That's right, we're just going to be tearing them and turning them into ribbons. And there's a whole pile here that needs to be placed nicely and in an orderly fashion. I've been cutting these up for a while now. You can use anything and everything, whether it's curtaining that you don't use, fabric that you don't like, fabric that is probably a little bit overwhelming in a big section, but as a ribbon it can absolutely set off something perfectly. So why not grab whatever you have and come and join me, and let's make our own beautiful ribbons and enjoy the process. You will love it. You will absolutely love it. So go hunting and I will meet you back here. This was also a scarf that was falling apart, so I've just turned it into ribbons, and I've chosen the width. Sometimes you might need something really wide, sometimes you'll need something a little bit thinner, and something in the medium range. So this is what a scarf would be. A scarf would be able to provide various widths. And then of course, so that one I just showed you is what I've used to attach that. And then this one is just a chiffon blouse that I made years ago. I coffee tea stained it, so it looks a little bit less new. And yeah, it's a sort of a chiffon or georgette kind of effect, a feel, and it's another way of binding your journals or making them look a bit more presentable. Obviously, ribbons can be used in a number of projects, whether it is for your journals or your mini albums or your tags, and your greeting cards or your gift making. So like I said, there's numerous ways that you can use your own ribbons. So here's some more, like this one here. I think that is organza. This is, I don't know, I think it could be a chiffon as well. This was from a dress and it was lining the dress that I don't longer wear, and I think you'll probably see, yeah, so it was part of a dress. So here you have some more, and here's this. So this is another chiffon, so there was the zipper from that. It's a bit chiffony as well. So I'm going to do this with you. So if you've got any fabrics that you would like to turn into ribbons of any width and length, then please grab them and come and join me. And the other thing that you can do, if you want these to be more crinkly, basically you get a whole batch of them, you wet them, you scrunch them up, you can put elastic around them, or you can pin them down or put them in a bag and so forth. But that's how, yeah, so they just need to be wet, scrunched up, put something around it like an elastic band, let them sit for a day until they dry, or you can use your drying thingy and they will come out scrunched. And already, see, you get that scrunched effect. One thing that you can do with these is you can sew them by hand, overlap them, and so forth, just to attach them. You could use some fabric glue. I don't know how well that would go, so that you can continue on with the length if they're short. Or you can do what some of the ladies do, like I know Rachel and Wynette does this. You can use them as the base for... It's actually a snippet roll. Yeah, totally forgot. It's a snippet roll. But yeah, you can attach them together by just sewing them. I mean, that's what they do with sari silk, and make this even longer. Remember, we're doing handmade journals, so why not make your own ribbons and make them handmade? Obviously, you're going to have to get rid of some of this, and some of it might stay, but what a great thing to occupy your hands whenever you're watching your favorite show or podcast. Okay, so shorter bits can be attached together if needed. Scarf here. This was just a normal scarf. It was a gift. I've had it for a while. And it's so pretty. It really is, that greeny, bluey kind of tie-dye look. But it just started to weaken. The fibers were starting to, I don't know, what can you say, starting to sort of collapse in on themselves. So eventually, if you wanted to tie a knot in it around your neck or something like that, or in your hair, wrap it around your hair, because I've got wild hair, and make it into a headband, it would start ripping. And I'm going, okay, this is a shame. So I didn't want to throw it away. I'm a bit sentimental with some things. And that's that pink there as well. That's like a sarong. So it's like, can serve as a scarf, but it's massive. So, you know, when people go to the beach and they've had a swim, but they don't want to put on a t-shirt or anything, they might wrap that around their waist or their chest area just to feel a bit more comfortable while they've still got their swimsuit underneath. Very elegant way to be on the beach or at a swimming pool. But even as a scarf, it was beautiful to wear as a scarf. And that also started fraying. So I don't know how the ribbons are going to go after a while. You could always double them up, but I think they lend themselves to something like this because it gives it a really rustic look. So both the fabrics that I was talking about, they are viscose. They're 100% viscose, so very fragile fabrics, but they lend themselves to that kind of seam binding. And they also lend themselves to that kind of sari silk feel, but a little bit different. So it doesn't have to be a perfect ribbon, and it can be anything. It can be your cottons. You can paint your cottons. You can put your ink oxides or distress oxides or your distress inks and spray them with a bit of water and mush in the colors that you want them to be. You can coffee tea stain them. You can coffee tea stain the fabric if it's a lighter fabric and you want to give it an aged look, like I did with my chiffon, that apricot chiffon blouse. It was a very big flowy blouse. It was supposed to go under, I made it years ago when I was a sewer, and it went underneath a bodice, so it was very ruched up around the neck region and the sleeves and everything, but it would go under a bodice. It was beautiful. Yeah. So I just find any of my scraps that I always keep cardstock as scraps. Find it and use that to wrap this around, so you can do them singular. I would normally, I'm just doing it for the sake of the video, but I would normally do it like this so that I can see that I've got different lengths, or widths I should say. But just for the sake of the video and just to keep you company, I thought I would just do it on some small cardstock, but I will have to go hunting. And yeah, there's always leftovers somewhere, and things that I'm no longer using, and that can be boards. And what I do in my drawers is I basically have them sitting like this in a row. I try to color coordinate them as well if possible, and then, or I put them into the fabric types, and then I have a whole row that are easy to see. This can be in a smaller collection and so forth. So like I was saying before, you don't have to go out and buy any fabric unless you want to. So you might go to a thrift shop and see what they have. You might have a color scheme that you're looking for. Sometimes fabric shops or shops like that have fabrics on sale, or you can just get sample sizes through something like eBay, and then you can just rip them up to whatever size you like. You might find really unique fabrics to be able to make something beautiful as a ribbon, and you will end up saving a lot of money this way, and you'll be making something unique. Okay, right now you're seeing me just glue together some cardstock, and that's what I do with my cardstock. I know I'll probably repeat myself saying it, but any cardboard that you have, it works really great as a way of keeping your ribbons in an orderly manner so that they're not all over the place, unless you want to scrunch them and have them scrunched up for a while. But this is a nice way of keeping things in a way that you can easily spot what you need, what colors you need, what type of fabric you want to use. It lends itself for that. But yeah, look, tablecloths, pillowcases, sheets, anything like that that is not in use anymore, you can rip them up. And as I was saying before, you can coffee stain those that are plain, like they just might be plain cotton, cream or ivory or white, and you can use your distress inks to give them a bit of color. You can tie-dye them as well if you're going for that look. So there's so much. You can you might have stretch lace as a roll of fabric. You might not be able to tear them, but you can certainly cut them into the strips that you need. So whatever you can see that's not in use anymore. So if you do have items of clothing that you're not using, like sarongs or a scarf, but the fabrics that are really great are really any fabric that appeals to you. So we're looking at the chiffon here, and yep, viscose, rayon, bem silk, which is normally for lining suits or outfits. What do we say? Velvet. You can get velvet, you can get crushed velvet, linen, cotton, you name it. Whatever's out there, grab it. So yeah. Okay everybody, so I hope that's inspired you. Basically, whatever you can grab. This is knitting from a curtain. This piece of lace here, which I actually love, was coffee stained, but it was that kind of lace that is kind of gathered, but it's long, but it's gathered, but I didn't like it, so I unpicked it and then I cut it so that it looked a bit tattered. So really, you can really play around with everything. This is just fabric, more fabric, that georgette or chiffon. Oh, there we go. That's the lace I was talking about. So I picked it all, and then I just wanted it to just cut this bit and then make it like really tattered and rustic. So yeah, so now it's just a matter of time, a matter of me making time to more fabric to just loop them around something. And yeah, and if you get short pieces, like I had trouble with some of the fabric, it just depends on the fabric, then use that for, keep them separate for your tags. Okay, so for your little tags, and you don't have to put a hole in there, you can just absolutely put a staple, and you don't even have to make it fancy, just a little bit and away you go. But yes, so there we go. I hope this is going to inspire you to go and grab yours fabrics and enjoy the process. It's actually very relaxing, and I have to share it again. But yes, whatever colors you've got, grab them and enjoy the process. See, I've got some shorter bits, they'll be kept separate. And so sometimes it's a good idea just to make wide pieces, because then if you've made all of them small or narrow, you might want something larger. So sometimes it's worth even just keeping a little bit left over of a length. But if it's this wide, you can decide how much you cut, and away you go, tearing into it. So make sure you have some pieces that are wider than others. But yes, I have just absolutely enjoyed doing this. I did this last year, and I've been waiting to share it with you. And today was the day it was going to happen, on the 1st of March 2026. All right. So thank you everybody for joining me today. I hope that has inspired you. If you just have little pieces of fabric, it doesn't matter if you can't get lengths. Remember, make some that are going to be great for your tags or anything that's little. You could even make little bows, and instead of having this kind of thing there, you could have a nice bow for wrapping up your gifts. I mean, really, even if you have lots of letters from friends, you could just use whatever fabric you have, turn it into a ribbon and tie them off. I mean, there's just so many ways of doing things. Like, for example, I will let you know soon about this, but here's another example. Whatever you need to tie up together, it could be a tool in your craft room, anything. I can't think for the life of me right now, because I've been doing tutorials for most of the day and it's quite warm here. But anyway, everybody, I hope that has inspired you. If these are the kind of things that you would like to do, then please subscribe if you're new. And of course, a warm welcome to all of you. Subscribe, like, comment. Please share this video. Let people know about it so that they come and learn it here. But for now, I just want to say thank you so much. Have a great day and make those ribbons. So thank you, everyone. Please take care of your lovely selves. I'll see you all soon. Thank you. Bye.